Hello everyone and happy Monday. Owen Jennings here, your spiritual guide and divorce empowerment coach, coming in with the energies of the week from today the 10th November until Sunday the 16th of November. Did I say December then? I meant 10th of November till the 16th of November. Right, so this week promises to be a little less chaotic in the skies, a little less full on, so I believe anyway. We of course have Mercury, which is now retrograde, started yesterday, and we have that for about 3 weeks, but then we still have the post-shadow period. As you know, we are really now in a period of reflection, reviewing things, going inward, which really fits in with the season as well, doesn't it? Especially here in the Northern Hemisphere. So it's all about inner connection, and maybe having a review of where you are, whether that's in your business or in your personal life or both. Are the things you need to change? Are you taking the action? But you might find that the action needs to pause for a little bit. Now, I don't mean like stop completely. What I mean is it might just need a bit more planning. It might need a bit more thought. It might need a bit more feeling into, are these the right steps to take? So go a bit slower perhaps, but definitely review and reflect. And also, include in there how well you've done. Congratulate yourself. Because we can be our biggest critics, can't we? But actually, we also need to be our biggest cheerleader, because quite often we look for that from outside, but it might not come, right? So, and then we have 11/11 tomorrow. Now, there's a lot of talk about 11/11. It is a day of connection with the spiritual world, but also with your inner self. It's a great time for making a wish, seeking higher guidance, really connecting with your guides and your angels, really putting out your intentions into the universe. 11 is a very spiritual number, but it's there twice, so 11/11. So I would use 11/11 wisely. I would use the day, if you can, for some inner work. So if you've got some nice meditations that you like doing, do those. But also connect in with your guides, and your inner guide, which is you, so your intuition, your higher self, and really just spend some time being honest with where you are, whether that's where you want to stay, and what you would like next, what you desire. Because as I've said, it's about making a wish. It's a very potent day. So often when you see 11/11 on a clock quite a lot, or you see 11/11 repeating, you have to be careful of your thoughts, because 11/11 is manifestation. So if your thoughts around when you're seeing that number are negative, you may well manifest the negative. So just be aware as well of what you are putting out there. You should be doing that all of the time, but especially tomorrow. And then there's opportunities for heart healing this week as well. I really feel it's a week of getting really honest with yourself. So I've been talking for a while now about letting go, going with your intuition more, stepping out of your head, your logic. So some of us, I feel, are still stuck, or you feel like you're stuck, that you feel like you're tied to something, you feel like you have to stay in this place where you are, where maybe it's okay, but it's not necessarily what you want, and it's kind of making you feel uneasy. And maybe you're actually projecting the blame for the situation you're finding yourself in onto others. But actually, if we're truly, truly honest with ourselves, we have the power to make the change. Okay? We create our own reality, whether we like it or whether we like to hear that or not. So what can you do to set yourself free from whatever it is you feel is holding you back, or from where you feel stuck? There's also something here about giving and receiving. So usually we're really good at giving, and that's fine, but notice how it makes you feel. Does it fill your heart up? Do you feel really grateful for being able to give, whatever it might be? Or are you just giving because you should? Okay, so as I say, this is heart healing, so it's about making sure you're in alignment with your heart and your soul. So if you're agreeing to something, or does it resonate, does it make your heart sing? If it doesn't, do you really want to be doing it? Because you're then giving mixed messages to the universe. Oh, hello universe, I'm stuck and I really want to get out of here, but actually I'm just going to carry on giving in the wrong direction, which keeps me stuck. So bear that in mind this week, but also be open to receiving. And the more that you give, okay, so the more that you give from your heart space. So what I mean by that is you're not just giving because you love to give and you love that person or that situation or that cause. It's more that you're giving because it makes you feel good. It's you I don't mean this selfishly. It's like it lights you up, and you're making a difference. So you're not just giving to somebody to make them happy and to keep the peace. You're giving from this sort of bigger vibration of trying to make a difference. And then you need to receive from that vibration. Because if you're giving, it's really tied together, isn't it? So if you're giving from a place of smallness and from a place of only giving to please somebody because it keeps the peace, as an example, it might not be exactly that. Then when you're receiving, you're only receiving from that very narrow perspective, or from that very narrow position you've got yourself into. Okay. If you open your heart fully and you're giving from this kind of love and this makes me feel good, and it's great that I'm helping someone, and it's going to really make a difference to them, it's really going to make a difference to their life, but it's also really making me feel good, then you're going to receive more of that bigger energy back. Okay, I hope that makes sense. That bigger sort of more a big energy full of love for you. Okay, so I guess it's about being in alignment with your heart. It's also about nurturing your spiritual self this week, nurturing your inner self. Yeah, so it does feel like a bit of a week where you're retreating a bit, really going into your space, really making decisions, and maybe not taking the action straight away, as I've said. It's okay, because you want to, first of all, before you take the action, like the big action, maybe take some smaller steps first. Because towards the end of the week, there is this feeling of wanting to really speak your truth, wanting to really set the record straight, a bit like last week. And that's fine, especially if you've been holding stuff in and it needs to come out. But make sure, just be careful with your words. Just make sure it's coming from your soul, from your heart. This really is a soul-led week. Well, every week should be. I don't like saying the word should, but every week should be soul-led. But this week in particular, what does your soul want you to do? Okay. Is there any healing you can receive this week as well? That's something else that's coming in. Could you go and have some sort of healing session? There's plenty of offerings online at the moment, especially for 11/11. Maybe there's something in that. But really choose wisely. Really tune in with your intuition as to whatever it is you're maybe going to go for in terms of an event or a healing session if it's online, or even if it's in person. Make sure it feels good. Okay, because I think we can cut ourselves off from our feelings, and it's really time to get back in touch with those feelings as well. Okay, even if they're uncomfortable. In fact, especially if they're uncomfortable, because they're probably the ones you've been avoiding, and they're probably the ones that really need looking at. Okay. So, having said it's not a big week as far as the planetary situation is concerned, it's a big week for you in terms of choosing for you. And I mean, not for anybody else. Can you put yourself in a bit of a bubble this week? With your higher self, with your intuition, with your guides, your angels? How nice is that? And just spend time each day connecting in with all of those things. And just following the nudges that you're getting, you'll find that they get louder the more you practice the connecting in. And, you know, even if they don't make any logical sense, this is the test, even if they don't make any logical sense, follow them. Okay, so I really feel there's a lot of guidance around for lots of you this week as well, if you are willing to connect in. So a nice week, I feel. My guides are telling me I don't need to actually bring any more guidance from them. That was really all we needed to say today. As you know, I quite often close my eyes and let them like directly speak through me, but they're saying to me that is it. That is the message for this week. They're with me anyway, and I think a lot of those words I've just shared with you weren't all mine anyway, because I've been really practicing connecting in. So have a lovely week. Let me know how you get on. Of course, if you are stuck, sometimes we need help. You know, there's my spirit guide hotline. You can have individual one-to-one sessions with me where we can get clear for you. So just let me know if I can help you in any way this week. It would be my pleasure. All right, take care everyone, and I'll be back next week.